Here we go.
Picture this. It's 2 a.m. Your cursor is just blinking on a half-finished essay, and the only thing keeping you from a total mental shutdown is that cold, colorful can sweating on your desk. You crack it open, take a big sip, and 5 minutes later, your brain feels like it just woke up and is ready to go. It feels like a secret weapon, right? But what actually just happened inside your head? What little molecules in that drink just fought off your fatigue and gave you a VIP pass to Focus Town? Today we're looking at the main ingredients: caffeine, L-theanine, B vitamins, taurine, and more, to find out where they come from, what they actually do to your brain, and if the boost is really worth it. We're talking straight science, but in easy-to-understand words. No jargon, no brand deals. Just the real facts, and some street smarts you can use the next time you need a shortcut to get things done. We'll peel back the marketing hype and get down to what's actually powering your late-night study sessions or early morning grind. A survey found that 53% of college students admitted they've used an energy drink just to stop themselves from falling asleep. Can you believe that? That same survey showed almost half couldn't name a single ingredient besides caffeine. So, let's play a quick game. If I asked you right now what taurine does, could you give me a quick answer that isn't just, it gives you wings? If not, no worries. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what each ingredient does, how much is too much, and the sneaky reason some of these ingredients are basically legal performance cheat codes when they work together. We're going to uncover the secrets behind those labels and give you the knowledge to make smarter choices for your brain and body. Get ready to level up your understanding of what really makes those cans work. First, caffeine, the gatecrasher. Caffeine is the star of the show. Everyone knows it, and it always shows up first. It's the undisputed champion of getting you energized, isn't it? Chemically, it's a big word, but all you need to know is that it gets into your brain and blocks adenosine, which is the chemical that makes you feel sleepy. Think of adenosine as your brain's natural slow-down signal. With adenosine blocked, other chemicals like dopamine get louder, like your brain's internal cheerleaders just found their megaphones. This means you react faster, your mood gets a little better, and the part of your brain that manages tasks finally starts answering emails instead of staring into space. Most 8-ounce cans have about 80 to 120 milligrams. The bigger cans can have up to 300 mg, which is like drinking 3 cups of coffee in a few gulps. That's a serious kick. Some drinks also use guarana seeds, which adds extra caffeine that releases slowly, giving you a longer-lasting buzz instead of a sudden jolt. Where does this stuff come from? Coffee beans, tea leaves, and those little red guarana berries. It's an ancient stimulant. But here's the catch. Go over 400 milligrams in a day, and you might get shaky hands, a weird heartbeat, or sleep that feels like a 2-minute TikTok break. Nobody wants that. A good rule of thumb is to try and stay under 1 milligram of caffeine per pound of your body weight per day. So, know your limits. Second, L-theanine, caffeine's chill best friend. If caffeine is the friend who drags you onto the dance floor, L-theanine is the one who hands you a glass of water so you don't feel awful tomorrow. It's the calm to caffeine storm. It's an amino acid that comes from green tea leaves, and it boosts alpha brainwaves, the same ones that meditation helps with, but you feel it much faster. Alpha waves put you in a state of relaxed alertness, that perfect spot where you're focused but not jittery or anxious. Studies have shown that mixing about 90 milligrams of L-theanine with 50 milligrams of caffeine can reduce the jitters and give you a smooth 4-hour stretch of calm focus. It turns a sharp energy spike into a gentle hill. Energy drinks don't always advertise how much is in there, but if you see it on the label, anything over 50 milligrams is genuinely helpful. Fun fact, people in Japan have been drinking this combo for centuries in matcha tea. So your energy drink is basically a modern version of a samurai's morning brew, just with bubbles. Who knew? 4. B vitamins, the payroll clerks, thiamine, niacin, B6, B12, They sound like a law firm, don't they? But they're actually super important little helpers that turn the food you eat, like a pastry, into fuel for your brain. Think of them as tiny accountants in your body, making sure your brain gets the energy it needs. Without them, your brain cells would be like Uber drivers with no gas money. They just can't go. These vitamins are essential for your body's energy production. The catch? Most of us already get enough B vitamins from things like bread, eggs, and cereal. So the huge amounts in energy drinks, sometimes 8,000% of your daily value, are mostly for show. Your body just gets rid of the extra, which is why your pee might turn a bright yellow color. It's like buying a giant safe to protect a single dollar. Still, if your diet has been nothing but instant noodles for a week, that extra boost can feel like someone finally hit unpause on your brain's energy. It comes from natural sources like meat and beans, but the versions in drinks are made in a lab and are cheap and stable. 5. Taurine, the misunderstood bodyguard. Taurine is an amino acid that your body actually makes all by itself. It's not some weird exotic chemical. It's found in your eyes, heart, and muscles, and it also works in your brain to keep things calm and balanced. Think of your brain cells as tiny, sensitive clubs, and taurine is the bouncer at the door, making sure things don't get too crazy. Some early studies on rats suggested taurine could help with learning and memory, which got people excited, but the results in humans are still mixed. Most energy drinks have about 1,000 milligrams, and the benefits seem to level off around there. So, its direct impact on your focus is probably pretty small unless you have a very poor diet. Where does it come from? Natural sources include dark meat, chicken, and scallops. And no, it does not come from bulls. That's a crazy internet myth that just won't go away. The taurine in energy drinks is made in a lab, is totally vegan, and is super cheap to produce. 6. Ginseng, the root that fights back. Ginseng contains compounds that can lower cortisol, which is the stress hormone that makes your brain feel like a web browser with way too many tabs and pop-ups open. You know that feeling, right? Ginseng helps close some of those extra tabs. A 2022 review of studies found that taking 200 to 400 milligrams daily helped improve memory and reduce mental tiredness after about 2 weeks. That's a big deal. Energy drinks usually only put in a small amount, around 50 milligrams, just so they can write "contains ginseng" on the can. Still, even a little bit can help. It works well with caffeine to give you a smoother lift without a big crash. Traditional Chinese medicine has used this root for thousands of years. And get this, a lot of the world's ginseng is grown in Wisconsin, so your energy drink might contain a little piece of the American Midwest. 7. L-tyrosine, the raw material. Your brain uses an amino acid called tyrosine to build important chemicals like dopamine, which are your feel-good and get-it-done messengers. When you're stressed out, you burn through these chemicals really fast, which can leave you feeling drained and unfocused. So adding some L-tyrosine can help your brain keep running smoothly. Studies on military cadets found that taking tyrosine helped them think more clearly during stressful situations. Energy drinks usually have about 250 milligrams, which is enough to give your brain a little help without causing problems. You can find tyrosine in foods like dairy, turkey, and soy. So again, this ingredient helps most if your diet isn't great. It's all about giving your brain the building blocks it needs to perform at its best. Before we get to the next ingredients, let's just pause for a second. If you've learned something new already, please smash that like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm show this video to another tired student at 3 a.m. who needs to see this. And hey, subscribing is totally free. You can learn more about how to improve your focus, get better sleep, and understand why your brain loves to procrastinate. Your support helps us keep making these videos, so don't be shy. 8. Sugar is your brain's favorite type of fuel. About 25 grams of it can give you a temporary boost and help you focus on boring tasks. It's a quick fix to get you going. The problem is that your body gets rid of that sugar spike in about an hour, And you can end up with a sugar crash that leaves you feeling grumpy and tired. You know that feeling. The rush, followed by the slump. Sugar-free drinks use sweeteners like sucralose or aspartame instead. These have 0 calories, so you avoid the immediate crash, which sounds great, right? But some research suggests they can make you crave more sweet things later on. Plus, scientists are still debating their long-term effects on your gut health. The bottom line, if you're healthy, a little sugar now and then is fine. But if you're trying to be healthier, the diet versions are probably the better choice. But let's be real. Water and an apple are still the undefeated champions for healthy, sustained energy. 9. Rhodiola rosea, the Arctic resilience root. This is a tough little plant that can survive freezing cold winters. Traditionally, people in Siberia brewed it as a tea to help them get through the long, dark season. Talk about resilient. Its active ingredients help tell your body to chill out when you're stressed. It helps you adapt to stress instead of getting overwhelmed by it. A 2020 study gave 400 milligrams of it to doctors working night shifts and found that it reduced their mental fatigue by 20% within the first week. That's a huge help for people under a lot of pressure. Energy drinks usually only have a tiny bit, maybe 50 milligrams, so the effect is small. But when it's combined with ginseng and caffeine, it can help you feel productive for longer without a big crash at the end. It's not about a sudden jolt, but more of a quiet, steady energy. 10. Guarana. The stealth time-release guarana seeds have about twice as much caffeine as coffee beans, but they also have other compounds that make your body absorb it more slowly. What does that mean for you? Instead of a big caffeine lightning bolt that hits you all at once, you get a smoother, more gentle energy boost that can last for up to 6 hours. It's a much more controlled release, more like a marathon than a sprint. Soft drinks in Brazil have been using it for over 100 years. Energy drinks use it because it sounds cool and lets them say that caffeine comes from natural sources. But if you're sensitive to caffeine, be careful. Guarana can give you a second wave of energy long after you thought the first one was over. 11. Electrolytes, the supporting cast. Ingredients like magnesium, potassium, and sodium don't directly make you feel focused, but they are super important behind the scenes. They help your brain cells send signals correctly. Think of them as the stage crew, making sure the lights and sound are working for the main performance. If you sweat too much during a long gaming session or a tough workout, you can lose electrolytes, which can make you feel foggy, cramp up, and find it hard to concentrate. Most energy drinks only have a tiny amount, about as much as you'd get from a slice of a banana. So if you're really active, you can't rely on your energy drink to replace them. A better idea is to drink water or an actual electrolyte packet along with your can. Your brain and your muscles will thank you. Energy drinks work best because of teamwork, not just one ingredient. Caffeine gives you energy. L-theanine smooths it out. B vitamins and tyrosine boost focus, and herbs like rhodiola and ginseng help with stress. But be smart. Too much caffeine can mess with your heart, sleep, and mood. A good rule, keep it under about 3 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, around 200 milligrams for most people. And don't forget your coffee or pre-workout adds up too. The crash you feel later, that's your brain paying back the energy debt. Caffeine blocks tiredness for a while, but once it wears off, the sleepiness floods in. To avoid it, stay hydrated. Eat something with protein and carbs, and skip caffeine within 6 hours of bedtime. You can even make your own focus drink with green tea, espresso, and honey. Cheap, clean, and customizable. And hey, recycle that can or use a reusable bottle. Your brain and the planet will thank you. Use energy drinks like a smart tool. Respect the limits, listen to your body, and power up responsibly.